What if the clarity you seek isn't in finding answers, but in asking the right questions? There are emotions we carry that never had a voice, not because they weren't real, but because we didn't yet know how to speak them. But writing knows. It knows how to bring forth the truth, gently, patiently, page by page. In this video, I'll guide you through 7 journaling prompts inspired by life-changing books like Atomic Habits, The Artist's Way, and The Mountain Is You. Not summaries, not quotes, but emotional doorways to your own inner knowing. If you've been feeling blocked, overwhelmed, or disconnected from your emotions, these prompts are invitations to return home to yourself. Some days, emotions feel like fog, heavy, blurry, hard to name. And yet, we move through them quietly, as if ignoring them might make them disappear. But the truth is, emotions don't vanish. They live in our bodies. They become tension, fatigue, disconnection. Sometimes we think we're stuck, but what's really stuck is a part of us that hasn't been listened to. That's why journaling matters. Not as a task, not as productivity, but as self-intimacy. These prompts are not generic, they're soul-curated. Inspired by the kind of books that don't test inform you, they awaken something in you. You're not here to write perfectly. You're here to feel truthfully. So now let's begin, but not with answers, with questions. Questions that don't demand logic, they invite presence. Questions that don't pressure you to perform, but guide you gently inward. I've gathered 7 journaling prompts. Not random, not generic. Each one inspired by a book that has left a mark, not just on my shelves, but on my soul. These are emotional entry points, tiny openings through which clarity can slip in. They're not for rushing. They're for remembering who you are underneath the noise. You don't need to write them all. You just need to begin. Sometimes the emotion you feel isn't just stress or fatigue, it's misalignment, a quiet rebellion between who you're being and who you long to become. What part of my identity is asking to be reclaimed beneath the habits I repeat every day? Some emotions don't need to be fixed. They need to be felt, given language, given breath. What emotion am I carrying that I haven't fully allowed myself to feel? Inside you lives a voice that stopped speaking, too wild, too soft, too much. What part of me stopped creating because it stopped feeling safe? Not every belief you hold is yours. Some were handed to you before you knew you had a choice. What belief about emotions or worth was given to me and is no longer mine to hold? Sometimes the most honest thing you can do is stop pretending. Stop shrinking. start burning true. What truth have I been suppressing to make others more comfortable? The resistance you feel might be a lesson in disguise, a map drawn by your patterns. What pattern keeps repeating in my life? And what is it trying to teach me? Deep within, something ancient knows. A wild instinct, a fierce tenderness. What does the wildest, wisest version of me want to say right now? You don't need to answer them all. Just begin with the one that stirred something inside. You don't need to sit and answer all 7 prompts tonight. You don't even have to write complete answers. Sometimes clarity isn't something you write down. It's something that arrives slowly when you give yourself the silence to hear what's already there. Start with the one that stirred something, the one that didn't shout but whispered. You know the one. It stayed with you even as the others passed by. Begin there, gently, and before you write, pause. Let this become your moment, a small sacred ritual just for you. Light a candle, brew a cup of tea, create a corner where the world can't reach you, even for just 10 minutes. This isn't about productivity. This is about presence. It's about saying, my feelings matter enough to have a space. My voice deserves to be heard, even if I'm the only one listening. As you journal, don't worry about making sense. Let your words be messy, honest, half-formed. Let the ink carry the emotion you've been holding. Even if it comes out in fragments, that too is a kind of truth. One question, one quiet session. That's all it takes. To begin moving what has felt stuck. To let your emotions stretch out and breathe. If you've made it here, it means you didn't just listen. You felt. You gave space to the quietest parts of yourself. The ones that are usually drowned out by noise, by pressure, by the pace of life. That alone is healing. That alone is enough. Your journal is not just a notebook. It's a container for your softness, your shadows, your clarity, and the things you're still not sure how to name but know are real. Maybe today you won't write anything. Maybe just one prompt keeps circling back in your mind. That's okay. Let it breathe there. Let it echo a little. Sometimes the answers don't come on paper. Sometimes they arrive in how you wake up tomorrow, and how you speak to yourself more gently, and how you let go without needing to understand everything. You don't need to force the healing. It doesn't come from pressure. It comes from presence, from honesty, from asking better questions and being willing to listen for the answers, even when they take time. If this space felt like something sacred, something soft, then you already know you're not alone in this. Subscribe if you haven't already, not because you have to, but because you want a place that feels like a pause, a breath, a quiet room you can return to anytime your emotions need somewhere safe to land. And until the next time, may your questions be kind, and your clarity slow but true.